Hey, hi world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I know many of you on the other side of the screen who just had your school canceled because of the coronavirus is probably celebrating now. Like, yay, no school. And so time for a corona party, like sleep all day and dance all night. So that was what I thought too. I celebrated for 2 days, and when Monday came, everything changed. I felt like I desperately needed to go back to school. So today I'm going to share about how my opinions went through this 180 degrees change and some of the things that I learned from this online learning experience. And everything that I share today is only based on my personal point of view, not anyone else's or any organizations. So let me introduce myself. I am Viola, and I also have a nickname, the Salamander. Not because I look like one, but because in Chinese, the salamander and my family name have the same pronunciation. So for convenience, you guys can just see me as Viola the fish. I am a current junior in a international school in Shanghai, and all of my teachers except for three are foreigners, and I study the IB diploma. So I believe many of you on the other side of the screen could probably relate with me about how busy I am right now. Like IB, the application, the SAT, TOEFL, everything like that. But except from that, like the boring informations, I am also a typical teenager. And so the most thing that I desire is freedom. I went to a boarding school because I can get away from my parents, and I like to find quiet places in the school because I can get away from my teachers. And so I wanted to prove that I can be independent and I can be an independent learner and that I am capable of taking care of myself. So when I heard that school's out, I was so excited. I was like, yay, I'm free because I am away from my school and away from my teachers. So I can finally prove that I am independent. And the virus get me out from this familiar little pond, my school. So I was totally fine with it and perfectly happy. But 2 days later, I celebrated for 2 days, and then 2 days later, I found out that I was lost. When all of these work materials and learning materials came crashing down to me, I felt totally helpless. And I think I needed desperately to go back to school. So let me tell you why. First, communication. Everything is sort of about communication. The communication between me and my teachers is very ineffective because when I can't see them face to face, I can only use email to communicate with them. And I believe many of you guys too. And of course that is my only option. So in terms of email, I think it is a formal-ish way to communicate comparing to messages, WeChat, or Skype. And so sometimes I struggle on the wording and its formality. Do you guys think that too, or is it just a fish thing? And but it's very interesting that some of my students, like some of my friends in public school, they are suffering from over efficient apps. It's very interesting. Um, Look, the the Chinese apps that they use, like in public school, is very efficient, and it's very interesting how there are IA robots who will call your phone when you didn't meet deadlines, and they won't stop until you turn in your work. So that's also very annoying for them. And another problem is that sometimes I cannot explain my question to my teachers, and they don't they either don't get my point, or when they reply me, I have already forgotten what my question was. And so I think it's not that I am blaming my teachers because I know that they are very busy, but I want to find a way to balance these two things out. And the other communication problem is between me and my friends. It's very interesting that I am now forgetting how they look like and what they sound like because we don't have clubs anymore, and the only relationship that I still have with my friends is either me trying to wake them up or them trying to wake me up, because one of us is just forgetting that we have a lesson and then sleeping peacefully. So, regardless of that, nothing else. And I really miss my friends. So, um, I think all of these things contributed together in stressing me out. And so I think going back to school would be my only hope. But turns out that maybe this wish will not come true in a little while. So I think maybe I am the one who should make some changes. Look, everyone on this planet is trying to adjust their own way of life to make sure that the world is still functioning as usual, and everyone is fighting our common enemy, the virus. Why should I be the one who's complaining? And so I found out that I should become independent, and I can't rely on my teachers to become biotic databases to provide me information that I need. When God closed a door for me and created far distance between me and my teachers, he left it a window open. He closed the school and he gave me the whole online world and gave me chances to explore the extraordinary ideas that rest of the world has. Well, this doesn't mean that the teachers are useless now. Like, obviously, no. It's just that I think teachers are no longer the source of knowledge who feeds the students using words, formulas, and facts. They are instead our guides, our beacon, who tells us and give us chances to find out what we don't understand and thus digging deeper into it. So after coming into this realization, I started to find a better way of life that suits me, and that is to make plans ahead. And first, working out every day. Working out, taking a walk, exercising, it just gets me out of this intense learning mood that I have. And second, sleep no later than 1 a.m. and wake up at around 10 a.m., keeping it healthy. Although I know this might not be typically very healthy, but that's the best I can do right now. And three, plan ahead and leaving available time slots in between so that when there are unexpected meetings or when there are events that you just have to attend, make yourself available. After this slow change in both the attitude and my strategy towards the online learning, I found myself more organized, both physically and mentally. And I also found myself having a better understanding of the best learning way that suits me. And so I think I am becoming a qualified reptile right now. You know, like salamanders are supposed to be reptiles who can live both in the water and on land. So to me, the water is my familiar little pond, the school, and the vast land is the whole internet. And so here are some takeaways that I personally think is very important. For students, be open-minded and communicate with your teachers frequently. Ask questions, thoughts, and your complaints. Just communicate. And at their WeChat, at their Skype, I don't know, if they feel comfortable. It will make the communication more easier. And sometimes remind your teachers when they haven't replied your emails in a long time because they might have forgotten. But they're very busy. Yeah. And for teachers, um, please get familiar with digital technologies and be flexible towards the digital world. But don't stress out because I know that we have very smart tech people around the world, right? Yeah. And because I'm the last speaker in China, and so I get to dream. Yes, I get to dream. Is it possible for us all to have a sort of all-in-one app that's convenient for the teachers and the students, and it's easy to learn to so that we don't stress out from the multiple apps that we're having right now? And could there also be tutorials for the teachers so that they can learn faster about the whole online system? And could there also be clubs like more social things that we can do with our friends rather than just in class discussions. Yeah, I think this would be a very nice business opportunity actually, for maybe some of you guys can become millionaires. Or I think what would be even better is we can open a group chat later and then we can discuss it together so we can both become millionaires. Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to my personal stories and some personal thoughts. And I hope some of you can relate. If not, thank you guys even more for being such a nice audience when you didn't quite get my jokes or didn't quite know what I was talking about. Bye.